This is a Poeartistry Gold Moment by the author James Lynch. Perceptive reader, did you know for many years we may have been making the expression, "Oh, my short-term memory is shot," actually thinking that it meant you'll forget something that you used to know uh, weeks ago or what have you, that range. But I found out something, and the reason why I actually found it out is because I was experiencing an epiphany, and then it led me to at least look this up before I came and told you about it. Well, short-term memory, basically from the cognizance or the cognizant psychologists or psychiatrists or what have you, they state it is only 15 to 30 seconds long. Short-term memory, and that's what they mean when they're referencing it. Did you know that? Because you know what? I didn't know that. All this time, I just been thinking that, short-term memory was really within the first few weeks. You see what I'm saying? Now, how in the world did, I have an epiphany that sent me to do that type of research? I'll tell you why. Why? Because on one hand, when you get older sometimes, different people experience ailments or other things that can affect their memory. And so there are actually tests. At times that, you can take to see how strong your memory still is or what have you. Now, I haven't taken any of those tests in a long time, but this is what I want to share with you that gave me an epiphany that then started me thinking about another conversation years ago I had as well. So it was like I was having all these epiphanies or these thoughts from conversations and even experiences that I haven't even thought about since that event itself. Isn't there something? Actually come up in my mind for a variety of reasons. One of them was actually me doing some meditation as far as, what type of Poeartistry Gold moments I'll continue to share with you in the coming days. It's just a series that I'm like, man, it came about on its own, I feel like, and it took on a life all its own. And it's just one of those things where, in times past, I always say, I'll do a series about, 10, 15, 20 of them or what have you at the most. And that's the way I normally think about doing them. But this one may just last forever and ever, amen, for a while. But anyway, I was actually thinking about, interesting reads, literature experiences or plays or what have you, that were running through my mind. And what continued to happen as I was doing, as I told you, my memory started going way back, way back to, I told you, to even events that I have not thought about since then. So, that was over 1,000 years ago. Now, with that being said, this is what cracked me up, though, and it led me into another conversation, was the fact that I did this for over the course of a week. You see, over the course of the week, and I just want to emphasize again, this is like a special Poeartistry milestone. This is actually number 15 in the series. But what cracked me up is after I did all that remembering, long-term memory of stuff that, people would say you'll never think about again. It was no reason to think about it or what have you, unless you really started going deep into the recesses of your mind to recall some information that you really wanted. And I told you, I'm proud of the fact that my mind was able to go back that far and find these specific events. But then guess what happened? Within the same week, don't you know? And I'm not going to tell you what they were, but there were actually two situations where I forgot something and I had no business forgetting what it was. It didn't even make no sense that I forgot what it was. And I just said to myself, oh, that's just a short-term memory, but it wasn't, because it was still more than 15 to 30 seconds. But my whole point is then is I said, now, could I have possibly forgot those two items, those two situations that I'd never forgotten before? You see what I'm saying? Could it be because I access all that long-term memory? And somehow things just started being moved around in my brain, the neurons and synapses and stuff like that, where it's like I stumbled upon an epiphany that maybe that's exactly what happened. That I had some storage that I'm always using of things that I just never thought I'd forget, and somehow accessing that long-term memory moved that stuff to the forefront, and then told some of that other stuff that really I deal with on a daily basis or what have you, and just said, we're gonna put this aside for you right now. And because you know what, I did remember later on the same day what those items were, but it's interesting because I did feel like I shouldn't have forgotten them in the first place. So that was just something to think about, something I wanted to share with you on this Poeartistry Gold moment. And people may wonder, well, what do you use 15 to 30 seconds of your memory for in the first place? Well, it's involved in listening to other people talk, and then at the same time within that period you actually are thinking about what you're going to do in response. It's the same thing with reading. As you read from one sentence to the next, you can you can keep all that information in mind as you continue to move on of what you just read. They mentioned how waiters and waitresses, they use this type of memory all the time. And that's why literally, you can see them, boy, take a whole table of orders down, if you notice that. I mean, of a lot of stuff from the menu. And then they can go to the cash register, and it's like they didn't even write all this stuff down, but they were able to still recall all of it just by going to the memory. They're using their short-term memory, and it's very well trained. All the same, I just wanted to share that with you today. So what is the takeaway from this? Well, no, I think my memory is still pretty decent, even though now my brain is saying, well, it's in there, but if you want to do something with it, we're going to move aside some other stuff until you don't need it anymore. Have a wonderful day, Perceptive Reader. Take care.